Good afternoon, dear audience. My name is Veronica and I'm pleased to welcome you on our online webinar Secrets of Successful Investment in a PAMM Account. Firstly, let's check sound and video. If you can clearly see and hear me, then type a plus sign to the online chat. And please don't forget to log into my Alpari. If you are not registered yet with the company, create an account on the company site. Then you will be able to watch this webinar to the end and ask questions in the chat. As you've given feedback, I will tell you about the issues which will be discussed today. The first question is, what is a PAMM account? Second, how does the PAMM account service work? The third question, how are gains and losses shared between the participants of a PAMM account? The next question is, what are the main elements of any PAMM account? Also today we will find out what an investment plan is. Today we will learn what a monitoring of PAMM account is. Also, we will discuss the main important indicators, what we should pay attention to when choosing a PAMM account. And the last question, how can I invest in a PAMM account? Okay, I see that all is good with sound and video, and let's begin from the first question. What is a PAMM account? The PAMM account is a special trading account which can consist of an unlimited number of investment accounts. Each PAMM account contains different elements, and first of all let's discuss how does the PAMM account service work in general. The trader opens a PAMM account with their initial funds allocating on the manager's investment account. Then he creates a public proposal. Public proposal is a public offer from the manager of trading terms for investors. What can we more describe in this question? This is that manager can open a public PAMM account with their minimum initial funds, about $300, 300 euro and 300 GLD. The process of investment is as follows. The investor searches through the ratings of a PAMM account and choosing the PAMM account where they would like to invest in. Then the trader see in their trading terminal MetaTrader 4 the full amount of funds, their personal funds and funds of investors. For the trader is available only trading and nothing else. The manager cannot transfer the funds to their accounts or withdraw them, meaning that your money is protected from fraudulent transactions. This service, the PAMM account service, was launched at 21st of September 2008, and this is the brainchild and creation of Alpari. Today, this service brings together the largest number of managers and more than 650,000 of investment accounts. Also, this service has received numerous prestigious awards and been selected by investors from 40 countries around the world. Here we can see the main advantages of the PAMM account service. And let's move to the key elements of any PAMM account. And first key element is the manager's investment account, where his initial funds are located. The manager's investment account contains manager's capital. This is non-withdrawable balance which is involved in trade. Manager risks on the par with any investors with these funds. And the minimum amount for creation of a public PAMM account is $300, €300, or 300 GLD. The next one element is investor's investment account. This is your account. There funds of investors are located. The minimum amount for investment is $10, €10, or 10 GLD. It depends on the currency of a PAMM account. Okay, the most important element of any PAMM account is manager's proposal. Proposal, as I said before, is the public offer of cooperation terms between manager and investors. Manager set a public proposal by himself, and this proposal, this offer can not exceed 50% of profits. That means a maximum 50% of your profit can be paid to the manager for a successful trading. Also, what I can say about the manager's proposal, it could be single level or multi-level. A single level is the fixed percentage of remuneration. For example, we have minimum investment amount of $10 and fixed percentage of rewards 40%. What about multi-level proposal? There work the following rule. The greater the investment amount, the lower the reward percentage. And about proposal, that's it. It's okay for the beginning. The next key element is the request planner. Request planner can be accessed around the clock and includes 24 hours per day. Each hour in request planner called rollover. Request planner can be opened in general. That means 24 hours per day you can withdraw or deposit funds to your investment account. But at least once a day the manager should stay open. That means once a day, at least once a day, you can withdraw your funds or deposit funds to the investment account. Request planner works by Eastern European time. Now this is GMT +3. In the request planner you can see open and closed rollovers. In an open rollover, their information is updated and requests for withdrawal and deposit are executed. In the closed rollover, information is updated but requests are not executed. In the case of this element, we can find one more element. This is threshold. Threshold is a period of time of 1 to 30 minutes. And for example, if your requests hit this threshold, that means your apply will be executed on the next rollover. Now I will show you the example, the correct example. Let's imagine that the manager set the open rollover at 10 o'clock, at 10 a.m. Okay, and set the threshold of 30 minutes. That means all requests which will be applied before 9:30 will be executed at 10 a.m. and all requests which are applied between 9:30 a.m. and 10 a.m. will be executed at the next rollover, at the next open rollover. This is the most important. Okay, if you have any question, you can ask them in online chat. And now we will find out what the trading interval is. This is the last main important element of any PAMM account. And trading interval is the period of time after which the calculation between manager and investors are made automatically. It can be a month, a quarter, or half year, and this parameter is determined by manager. Okay, let's move to the next question. And now I want to discuss with you how are gains and losses shared between the participants of a PAMM account. Okay, I see that this is our next item. Yes. Okay, let's say a manager opens a PAMM account with initial funds $500 and sets the offer to 30%. The first investor puts in $300, the second puts in $200, and the third invests $500. The profits and losses are divided among the participants of a PAMM account in the proportion of investment amount. Okay, the total amount of funds on the PAMM account comes to $1,500. That means we should five. Okay, and plus 30%. Okay, that means that 1,500 plus 30%. This is about $450. This amount of funds should be divided among the participants. As I said, profits and losses are divided among the participants in proportion to the investment amount, and that means first participant is the manager, okay, and he earns plus 20% to his initial funds, $100. Of course, he will not pay to himself, and this is his net profit. Okay, the first investor will get 20% to his initial funds of $300, and this is about $60. And as we see here, that offer sets to 30%, he should pay this 30% to the manager. And this is about $18. The second investor earned with this manager $40. The third investor earned $100. The second investor will pay 30%, and this is $12, and the third investor will pay $30. That means manager will earn about 18 plus 12 plus $30 here. Here's mistake, sorry. 18 plus 12 plus 30, about $60. This is remuneration for a successful trading. The net profit for the manager is $60 plus $100, $160. His net profit. First investor get $42 plus to his initial funds. The second investor gets $28, and the third investor gets $70, like this. In the case of losses, there is no fee, but the principle of dividing the same is the same. Okay. And now we are ready to begin the next question, and let's speak a little bit about investment strategies and about investment plan. What is this? In investment strategies, here is three kinds of a PAMM accounts. Here we see conservative, moderate, or aggressive PAMM accounts. And we have the same strategies with these groups. Usually, conservative PAMM accounts have monthly yield of 5 to 10%. Moderate PAMM accounts have monthly yields of 10 to 15 and aggressive over 15%. Before we begin choosing a PAMM account for investment, we should define what is an investment plan. Let's write on the board a little bit. And investment plan. Investment plan contains such elements as, first of all, this is investment amount. You should decide how much money you can invest in this financial product. Of course, you shouldn't take a loan somewhere or, for example, lending money from somebody. This amount should be free from any doubt like this, from any debts. The second element is an investment. In investment period. Investment period. A comfortable period for investment in a PAMM account, in the PAMM account service, is, for example, 6 months period like this. At least 6 months period. The third element of your investment plan is a allowable drawdown. You should decide how much money you are ready to lose. And if you see the drawdown more than you define for yourself, you should close this investment at all. For example, minus 15% on a PAMM account. Okay, the fourth key element is a desired yield. This element is important as a allowable drawdown too. You should define for yourself how much money you want to earn and which period of time you need to receive this result. For example, 30% per per 3 months, like this. And the last one is your risk profile. Decide who you are. Conservative investor, moderate investor, or maybe an aggressive investor. And only after you define all these main elements of investment plan, you can begin choosing a PAMM account in the rating of PAMM accounts. Okay. And before we start to learn the main indicators, I want to show you how you can choose indicators in the PAMM account rating, how you can work with it, and what you should pay attention to when you're choosing PAMM account. Open the PAMM account ratings on the company side. Hover your mouse over the ratings, and here you can find the indicators. You should choose indicator first of all, you should define what is important for you. And only after this you can just add indicators you need to the rating. For example, equity. Or maybe for you is important to know the risk level. Or maybe you need to know manager's compensation, yes? Or efficiency is the most important for you. You should choose indicators independent on your own opinion. And now I want to discuss with you the PAMM account monitoring. Let's open the first monitoring. Here we can see 5 tabs. Each of them is important, and now we will find out what points important for us are important for us. Okay. First of all, on the top we can see the name of a PAMM account. We can see return to date. This is current yield of a PAMM account for a period of existing. Also, we can see here the trading result. The trading result shows how much money earned investors for all existing period of time with this manager. The next parameter is equity. Equity, this is total amount of funds on this PAMM account at this moment. Manager's capital. Remember that this is non-withdrawable balance that involves in trading, and manager risks on a par with you with these funds too. Risk level. Risk level depends on volatility. Volatility is the dynamics movement of yield within a day from minimum to maximum. And as higher this indicator, the higher the aggressiveness of this PAMM account. PAMM account opened 6 years, around 7 years ago. This is a good point for this manager. And let's see what we have in the first tab, return to date. Here we can see the graph, of course, and what the most important for us, this is trading conditions. Here we see public proposal. This is multi-level public proposal, as I said to you. The greater the balance, the lower the reward percentage. Here we can see trading interval. You can see that manager receives compensation monthly. Also we can see request planner. Time to complete your request, this is here. Manager opens 4 rollovers to withdraw or deposit funds to his PAMM account, and this is 7 a.m., 11 a.m., this is 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Also we can see the threshold here of 1 minute. That means if your request was applied before 16:59 a.m., that means it will be executed at 11 a.m. Sorry, if your request was applied before 10:59 a.m., that means your request will be executed at 11. Also, we can see here active PAMM accounts of this manager, and can search. We can see how he trades at the same time on different accounts. We can compare the strategies and realize what is closer to our strategy, to our risk profile. Then we can invest to any of these accounts. Also, what is important, this is archive of accounts. This is trading experience of the manager, and shows how successful and effective he traded before. Okay. The next tab is investments. Here we can see investments graph. This graph displays funds. Funds changing independent on yield and independent of input and output requests. I mean, it depends on depositing and withdrawal funds on this account at any moment on this graph. And we can see that the highest value is $9,060 on this account. Also, we can find out how much money includes the manager's investment account, and we can see that the manager has more than almost 11,000 of dollars on his manager's investment account. That means he risks on a par with you with this amount of funds. Also, you can see another investment accounts here and the total amount of investment accounts on this PAMM account. The next tab is trading tab. Here we can see leverage used. Leverage used shows the risk of the manager's strategy, and the higher the score, the riskier the strategy. Let's pay attention to statistics. This is also the main parameters we should note. First of all, the recovery factor. Recovery factor is a parameter which shows that the manager has overcome his historical drawdown, and now he trades only with good profit. Recovery factor, the normal value for this parameter is 1 unit. If you can see the value lower than 1 unit, that means manager hasn't overcome his historical drawdown at that moment. Daily return volatility. Today we spoke about volatility with you, but I will repeat. Volatility shows the movement dynamics of yield within a day from maximum to minimum, or from minimum to maximum, and influences on aggressiveness. The higher the volatility, the higher the aggressiveness of this PAMM account. Maximum daily loss and maximum daily profit you can see here, and you can see when this parameter was updated. Also you can see here maximum drawdown, maximum relative drawdown, and maximum relative profit. First of all, maximum relative drawdown. What is this? Maximum relative drawdown shows how much you could earn with this, how much you could lose with this manager if you invest at the lowest point on the graph and withdraw funds on the highest point on the graph. The maximum relative profit shows how much you could earn with this manager if you invest, in another way. The maximum drawdown shows how much you could lose if you invest on the highest point on the graph and withdraw funds on the lowest point on the graph. And the maximum relative profit shows how much you could earn with this manager if you invest on the lowest, at the lowest point on the graph and withdraw funds at the highest point on the graph. Also here you can see when this parameters was updated. The next one tab is declaration, but here we don't see it. Let's try to find it in another PAMM account. Okay. The declaration is an information source that shows to you what the strategy has a manager. In general, you can find here such parameters as maximum drawdown, maximum daily drawdown, maximum leverage used, and maximum leverage set. You can see on the right side declared values, and on the left side you can see actual values. Also, we can see the declaration honor 3 years and 7 months. This is a good point for the manager, and that means the strategy is under control during all this time period during this period of time. For example, if some of these parameters will hit declared values, that means declaration won't be honored. And you can see the cross here instead of this mark. Okay. The next one tab, this is discussion tab. Here you can see ask questions. You can read some comments from another investors. Also, you can find here an important information about PAMM account. In general, here we finished. That's all what you should pay attention to in monitoring of a PAMM account. Let's back to our presentation, and I want to present to you the main indicators to choose a PAMM account. You saw that we have a lot of different indicators, and of course each of them is important, but we have four common indicators that we should pay attention to, that we should define, and with these parameters we can choose the good PAMM account for us in accordance with our risk profile. Okay, and as I said before, we have conservative type, moderate type, and aggressive type of a PAMM account. Yes. And what about volatility for conservative type? Volatility should be less than 3%. For the moderate type, from 3% to 6%. And for aggressive type, it could be higher than 6%. Recovery factor for conservative and moderate type should be higher than 1 unit. For aggressive type, it could be a little bit less than 1 unit, but in general I recommend to choose a PAMM account with this parameter more than 1 unit. Leverage used shows the risk of the manager's strategy, and for conservative type it should be fewer than 15 units. For moderate type it should be from 15 to maximum 40 units, and for aggressive type over than 40 units. And the last one, main parameter for choosing a PAMM account is age. Age is important when you're choosing a conservative type of a PAMM account. Mostly it should be over a year. The age shows the experience of manager, and if the manager during the long period of time trades trades with high profits, that means you should you can be sure in his trading strategy. Also, what I can say about the age, moderate types, it's enough for this type half a year. Over half a year should be the age of moderate PAMM account, and in the case of aggressive PAMM accounts, it could be any age. Yes, if the manager has aggressive strategy from the beginning, he will have it till the end. I didn't see such a PAMM account which has from the beginning aggressive strategy, and then after 3 months, 4 months, or any age, he changed it to conservative, for example, or moderate. Okay, Here we are, and now we have to find out exactly how we can invest in a PAMM account. This is the last one question, and if you have any questions now, you can ask them in the online chat. Don't be shy. To invest in a PAMM account, we should move to the rating, to the PAMM account ratings. But first of all, we should log in to my Alpari. Let's do it together. Okay. You can invest in a PAMM account through my Alpari or through PAMM account ratings. If you want to invest through the My Alpari, you should choose Invest in a PAMM account in Invest with Alpari tab. Let's choose. Here we can see the rating in general, yes, but we can't choose any indicators. But if we exactly know where we would like to invest in, we just should find this PAMM account here and click on Invest tab. On this form, we should fill in the investment amount. We should select the account where we have funds, for example, like this. And also, what is important, we can see transfer dates. We can see when our request will take place. When our request will take place. After that, we could click on Invest Funds tab. That's it. If you want to see your investment dynamics, you should go to the left drop-down menu, My Investments section, and tab in PAMM accounts. Click on a tab in PAMM accounts. Here you can see summary statistics, money distribution, to see your investment dynamic of, for example, this PAMM account. You should click on it, and here you can see profit and losses. You can see the movement of the equity on your investment account. You can order the reports, and also you can see the details of your investment account. If you want to invest in a PAMM account through the company site in the PAMM account ratings, you should open in Investment tab the PAMM account ratings. And here we can choose indicators, as I said before. In general, we should click on the name of the PAMM account and then hover the mouse over the monitoring on the Invest Funds button. And now again we can see Mile Pari and the same form with investment amount, with transfer funds from, and transfer date. It's the same. Okay, here we are, and that's it. You know, we finished. If you have any questions, you can ask them now. Before you ask any questions, I will sum up the results of our webinar. Today, first of all, we find out what a PAMM account is. The second question was, how does the PAMM account service work? Also today we discussed how the gains and losses are shared between the participants of a PAMM account. The fourth question was, what is an investment plan? Then we discussed what we should pay attention to in the monitoring of a PAMM account. And the last one question, how can I invest in a PAMM account? That's all in general, as I see. Of course, sorry. Also, we find out which indicators are important when selecting a PAMM account, when choosing a PAMM account. Okay, at that moment I see that you haven't questions. I want to thank you for your attention and to wish you all the best. Bye.